What's up, guys? Welcome to the line change. And in this particular video, we're going to be talking about a little something that I saw that was a tweet from Canucks news summaries, and it really got me excited. So I'm actually going to bring up the tweet, and we're going to talk about it. As you can already tell by the title of this video, as well as the thumbnail, we're obviously going to be talking about Conor Garland and the fact that the Vancouver Canucks are, if they haven't already, are going to begin talking extension with Conor Garland and his camp, as they really want to re-sign him. And they're not the only one who want to have him re-signed. Garland himself is very interested in re-signing with the Vancouver Canucks, which is something that a lot of people said was the opposite, and that Garland wasn't looking to re-sign. If you guys remember, earlier, like shortly after the season ended, there was an interview with Garland, and it appeared as though he didn't want to re-sign, and he was a little cryptic. Well, you can throw that out the window now, because it looks like Conor Garland is very interested in re-signing with the Vancouver Canucks. So, but before we dive into it, I want to give a big shout out and thank you to my sponsor, Gassy Jack Art, maker of that incredible artwork you see behind me. You guys can check out Gassy Jack Art at gassyjackart.com. You can also check him out on Instagram at Gassy Jack Art. I believe he still has his end of season sale going on, where you can buy 4 prints, and 2 of them will be free, so you're technically only paying for 2. So go ahead, check him out, gassyjackart.com. But I want to bring up this tweet from Canucks news summaries, and let's bring it up onto the screen. Yeah, this is good. So the Vancouver Canucks will begin extension talks with Garland soon. And this, of course, is a summary of an article by David Pagnotta on the fourth period, which we're going to get into and discuss. But this is the bit on the Canucks. He has just a little bit on the Canucks, and this is what he said. He says, as I mentioned, the Canucks will begin extension talks with Garland soon, and he is told that Garland is very interested in re-signing with the Canucks. There is also a little tidbit on, a young top 6 forward may be enough to convince the Canucks to trade Demko. Obviously, that is maybe a topic for another time, but that was part of the article. But what we really want to talk about is the Garland aspect of this. So there's that. Let's get back to here. And I'm going to bring up the article because first I'll read a little bit more from the David Pagnotta article from the fourth period. It says the Vancouver Canucks want to hold on to Conor Garland. As Elliot Friedman first hinted at Friday, the 2 sides are expected to begin extension talks in the near future. He is entering the final year of his contract, and David Pagnotta is told, as I just mentioned, Conor Garland is very interested in staying beyond his current deal. So there's that. I will leave a link to this article. It has a whole bunch of other stuff, not Canucks related. So I'll leave a link to the article in the description down below. It's quite the good read. But one thing in particular that we're going to look at is now that we're thinking and talking Conor Garland contract extension, we are going to look at what does that look like for the Vancouver Canucks? What does a contract extension for Conor Garland look like for the Vancouver Canucks? Well, we're going to take a look at an article that discusses exactly that, and we're going to break it down. So we're going to do that right now. I will also leave a link to the article I'll leave a link to this article in the description down below as well. This is coming to us from the Hockey News. In particular, it's coming from Adam Kierszenblatt. Hopefully I did not mispronounce that. So it's coming from, and he basically says what I just said. What could a Conor Garland contract extension with the Canucks look like? This is from technically yesterday. And it goes on to say the 2025 offseason is an important one for the Vancouver Canucks. Not only do they need to fill some roster holes through trade and free agency, more so probably the trade route than free agency, but it will be the organization's first opportunity to sign contract extensions that will kick in during the 2026-2027 season. One of the players who's eligible to sign a new contract on July 1st is Conor Garland, who's entering the final year of his current deal. After being acquired from the Arizona Coyotes, Garland signed a 5-year, $24.75 million deal with the Canucks. The contract carries an AAV of $4.95 million, which will count as 5.18% against the cap next season, with the cap expected to be above $100 million for the 2026-2027 season. It is safe to assume that Garland will be receiving a raise regardless of the team he signs with. Now, before looking at what a contract could look like, it is important to discuss why signing Garland is an important move for Vancouver. Not only has the 29-year-old delivered on the ice with 195 points in 321 games, but he has also become a leader in the dressing room. With the Canucks entering a new era, having Garland on the roster could be crucial to success, as he is one of the hardest working players on a nightly basis. I also, and this, I know you can call this a hot take, you can call it whatever you want, but I do think if the Canucks are serious about extending Garland, I think this upcoming season, and with the departure, or I should say potential departure, of Brock Besser, I would not be one bit surprised if Conor Garland was rocking, a letter to start the season. Or if they're going to rotate them, I would not be surprised if he was in the rotation to receive an A, because he is a leader in the dressing room, and damn it, I think he absolutely deserves a letter on his sweater for sure. But let's take a look at what the contract that he could be getting could possibly look like. At the time of this writing, the cap is projected to be $104 million for the 2026-2027 season, which would be an increase of $8.5 million compared to the 2025-2026 season. It's also important to note that Vancouver will be carrying a dead cap hit of almost $5 million, so 4.7, which could impact their overall spending. Obviously, that is from Oliver Ekman-Larsson. If the Canucks want to keep Garland at the same cap percentage, his next contract would need to carry a cap hit of $5.4 million. Considering that the cap is going to continue to rise, it is likely that a contract extension would come in a bit higher. That is why a likely contract extension would be 4 years with an AAV of $6 million. In 2026-2027, a $6 million cap hit would carry a cap percentage of just over 5.7%. While this may be slightly high, it would drop to 5.3 the very next year, as the cap ceiling for the 2027-2028 season is expected to rise to $113.5 million. Ultimately, if Garland can keep producing at a similar rate, a $6 million cap hit could look like a steal in year 3 of the deal. Ultimately, re-signing Garland should be a priority for Vancouver. They want to start building a contender. Not only can Garland provide between 45 and 50 points a season, but he has become one of the top 2 wingers in the NHL. While a $6 million AAV may seem like a high price now, could easily turn into a value contract as the cap continues to grow. And that is the article. And I have to agree with Adam on this. Let me pose it to you guys. Let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about paying a guy like Conor Garland $6 million for, 4 years? Yeah, 4 years with an AAV of $6 million. What do you guys think about that? Do you guys like it? I mean, looking at that, yeah, I'd be okay with, paying Garland uh 4 times 6. Obviously, that all rides on what we end up doing in the off season. But if we like, what do you guys think about if the Canucks were to offer that to Conor Garland, say shortly after July 1st, and he, accepts it? What do you guys think? Would you guys be happy about it? Would you guys not be happy about it? Because I have seen recently Canucks fans, throwing the idea out there about potentially using Garland as a trade piece because his value is so high. Wouldn't you rather keep him? I'm obviously myself am leaning towards keeping Garland because not only do I absolutely love Conor Garland, but I love what he's brought to this team, and I love the fact that he is a leader in that locker room. And I talked about in our EP40 video that, up until now, the locker room has been in shambles because of the whole JTPD thing, and I think Garland can help reset that room, and that's why I think we should keep him. It's not the only reason, of course, because he's a darn good player, and you love to have a guy like Garland on your team. So I'm fully okay with 4 years at $6 million. What about you guys? Are you guys okay with it? I am. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think. What do you guys think about this development that the Canucks are talking extensions with Conor Garland? And what are your guys' thoughts and opinions on Garland essentially wanting to re-sign and wanting to stay in Vancouver? Contrary to that interview that he did and people, throwing it out there, oh, he does want to resign. He wants to sign somewhere else. You can nip that in the butt because it looks like he wants to stay. He's very interested in continuing on as a Vancouver Canuck. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think. And as always, if you guys like this video, be sure to hit that like button. And if you want to stay up to date on all Canucks content, whether that's Abbotsford Canucks, your Vancouver Canucks, be sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you don't miss a single video. You can find us and interact with us on social media. Find us on Facebook. Just search The Line Change to find our Facebook page. You can find us on Instagram at The Line Change. Find us on X at Line Change Van. You can find us on TikTok at the.line.change.po. And feel free to give us a follow on all of our social media platforms. And if you prefer an audio version of this podcast, you can find us on both Spotify and Apple Podcasts. On Spotify, once again, feel free to give us a follow as well as rate and review us. It is greatly appreciated. So that's going to do it for this video on Conor Garland. Once again, let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about, Conor Garland wanting to re-sign in Vancouver and the fact that the Canucks are very shortly, potentially maybe in the coming days, coming weeks, are going to be talking with Garland and his camp about a contract extension. What do you guys think about my proposed, and I guess Adam's proposed, 4-year, $6 million contract and that being, a potential price? Would you guys want to go higher? Would you guys want it to be a little lower? Let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, let's go Canucks. Let's go Abby Canucks. Still 1 win away. Let's do it. And I'll see you guys in the next video.